big, too broke, no hope. Never listen hard-headed. Putting in work overtime on the low. Only did what God tell me. Nigga big shining, big diamond.
That's
Look, wake up in the morning and I'm just a nigga.
I don't even know.
Could've been a killer, but I paint pictures. Put these rhymes together like I'm sewing shit.
So
Mama going through it, never told me, but I noticed it. This shit hurts, dog. I never make believe. I know a lot of niggas shoot and never make the team. I'm authentic, never brag for a gimmick. Know the main niggas flashy, only do it for an image.
Oh, I don't know.
Time and time again, I just.
You ever like listen to an old song and be like, I could have did all of this like differently?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of doing that, but I appreciate it for how it is though. I guess the better you get,
Yeah.
like you just critique it even harder and be like, man, if I could do it over, but I'll never try to redo an old song. I feel like it'll
Never go back to.
Nah, it won't give the same. Nah.
So, matter of fact, let me start this off. What's good? It's your boy Westside, and you are now tuned in to another episode of Artist at the AV Club. And I'm here with a special guest today.
Artist D.Webb, you know me as Devontae.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I go with that D.Webb, Kimberly's son. Shout out to my mama. But yeah.
So I wanna go back to what you were saying with redoing songs. So there was never a song that you ever made and you was like man, I would go I'm gonna go back and redo it, even though you already done put it out.
I mean, I've considered it, but it's just like I just feel like I just can't. Like I don't know, I feel like I just can't like tap back into that moment or that mode like that I felt like, because I know like when I first make a song, like when I write a song, like I could like every time I hear a song of mine, I could go back to that moment where I like created it. So it's like I can't redo that.
Yeah.
Like maybe I could try to. I don't even know about like a remix. Maybe like a continuation I could do, like how you got Child's Play. Like I could do that, but like to try to like redo the song or like nah, I couldn't do it. I can't recreate those vibes.
So when it comes to you, like as far as like recording, it's at that moment. Like it's not one of those situations like where, you know, some people you might create it and then come back and then recreate it and then they might add a bridge or do this. Like it's like once you submit to distribution, it's like that song is done.
That's it. Yeah, I can't. Cause but then also I feel like that goes in with like the preparation behind it. Like I record like my verses like on GarageBand, like without no microphone, like rapping into the speaker of the computer, like 100 times or however many times it takes, just to make sure that when I go to the studio, like it's not on me, it's on the engineer. Yeah, like I ain't gonna be the holder.
I did my job.
I'm gonna get all my money's worth. So I make sure that I'm well prepared. I guess at least for me. Not saying that doesn't mean that you're not prepared, but like I don't know, it's tough. But I mean, to those who can do it, like shout out to y'all. But I just couldn't do it. I
had a horror story with that. So like the first studio I used to record at, me and my brother had did this song. I forgot the name of it, but it's out on SoundCloud. It's me and my brother Jeff Rambo, and we did the first verse, which was him. We added like a little clip, little news clip. It was like a real deep, in-depth type song. Yeah. I made the hook, and then I did my verse, and I'm like, yo, this song is fire. Like, you know, when you record, the engineer ain't even get to do his part yet. Yeah. But you like, yo, this is fire just as is. Like, there's no way. The raw
version of it is just hard as shit. Yeah.
So once he add his sauce, oh my God, this song ready to go. And we sitting there, and the song crashed. Like, the whole session crashed. And he's like, oh, nah, y'all gonna have to do it over.
It's never the same.
No.
Never the same.
No,
never the same. Yeah.
I can't.
I'm with you. That's exactly how I feel. Like, it's just hard. Like, nah, it's not the same, bro.
It don't matter how hard I try. It's never gonna sound like that first take.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm coming from. It's just, I just can't do it. Like, yeah, it's tough.
So let me ask you, what's your creative process when it comes to doing music? Like, I know me, I had to learn mine because I didn't really understand how my creativity worked. Yeah. So like even starting doing music, it was a song where my brother was like, yo, let's do a song together. So I was like, all right, cool. And I was writing and I was trying so hard to make the coolest verses. Yeah. I grew up in the era of like Jay-Z, Nas. So it's like my penmanship, I try to make sure I'm doing good. And then made the hook on the way to the studio.
Yeah.
But in the process of creating that, I didn't understand how I was doing what I was doing. I just knew I was doing it.
Yeah.
And then I would just ask somebody how it sound, and if they say, "Oh, it sounds good," I still don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
So do you know how your creativity process works?
So I never really like if somebody's like, "Oh, this song is fire," like, "Oh, this," like I never really feel like that. Like once it's recorded, at least. Like if I'm like most of my songs like I've made like in my room, like I've written them in my room, or sometimes like I'll jot stuff like in my notes on my phone. Like if I'm like in the supermarket and I think of something, or like if I'm on break or something, I'll just jot it in my phone. But most times I'm gonna write it down, or if I just freestyle it off the top of my head. But like that's where I usually like create it, like in my room solely probably, or like in my car, like if I don't feel like blasting music loud and all that. And I just like to hear how it sounds in the crib, in the car, in my headphones. Like I just like to hear that. But I never really feel like a song is fire and like after I put it out. Once I put it out, it's like I find everything wrong with it. Like I don't know why. Yeah. But like prior to recording, it's just like, oh yeah, I can't wait to go record this, drop this. Like I know, it's gonna be what I know. But then it's just like, once I put it out, it's just like, all right, I'm hype about the stuff I didn't put out yet.
Do you think it's part of the creative process because you listen to it over and over and over? So like you kind of get infatuated with it at some point. Like you might find flaws, but if you listen to it enough, you might see past it. Yeah. But then once it's out and then you go a period without listening to it anymore because now you're working on other stuff, you're repeating other stuff. Then you go back to it and you're like, oh man, that right there, I could have did that more cleaner.
I got you. It's like when you got that first day of school fit. Yeah. And you just like, you looking at it like the week before school start, you just keep looking at his laid out and you just like, yeah, I'm about to kill him, you know? Yeah. And then like once you wear it, it's just like, damn. Like I could have went a little harder, you know, and then you get that new outfit and you just like, I'll wear this like one more time, but I'm really gonna snap with this one. Like, so it's like that. Like that's how I look at it.
So let me ask you, as far as creative wise, what is the time that you most creative? Like me, I'm more creative at night.
100%.
I wake up like randomly.
Yeah, 100%. Like nighttime always. But it's funny you say that. I'm most creative at night, but I don't like recording at night.
For real?
Yeah, I'm morning person, day person. I need the sun to be out. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I didn't realize it, but I record during the day most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like my thing. Like, nighttime is just I don't know. It just don't work for me.
I feel like you might be more like chill, like relaxed.
That's like my first thing I like to do. Like if I'm gonna record, like I like to do that like first thing in the day. Because I feel like my mind, like by the end of the night, like I mean, granted, I could do it. Yeah. Like if it's my preference, I'm gonna do it in the daytime. Because I feel like if I do it at night, it's no telling what that day was like, and then now it's gonna be in my head. That's gonna mess up my vibe. So it's just like I just like to attack it like first thing in the morning. Yeah. Afternoon, like
Oh, that make a lot of sense. Now that I think about it, I never knew why I did that either. I just thought it was always easier for my engineer around that time, because I'm like most people record at night. So if I tell them, hey, you got 11 o'clock open, regardless when I hit them, 9 times out of 10 that slot is open. So I always just be like 11. And I just roll with that now.
And they love that.
Yeah, they like, yeah, cool. You be the first session. They open
I'm
it
in
up.
and out.
They relax. They ain't drowsy. Like,
you
I just
like,
had a 4-hour session before you. You know what I'm saying?
Like you like, okay, you alert. You like, I got you.
You like, if you drink coffee, you on coffee, you ready, you alert. Like,
exactly.
So is there a specific place where you find your creativity? I know, like me, sometimes when I'm driving and shower, for some weird reason, like if I get a beat, I like to I'll bump to the beat while I'm taking a shower. Okay. So it's like the sounds of being in there, and it's like that's where the creativity comes in sometimes. Not always showering. I could just be in the bathroom, just that's my little booth.
Everybody's superstars in the shower.
That's my little booth. Or in the car. Like I might I came up with plenty of hooks.
That's
driving.
My spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, my car, 100%. I don't know, because it just feels like a mini like portable studio. Like I ain't gotta worry about nothing. I can turn it up as loud as I want. Like my car, really. Aside from my room, but like my car, like especially like when I'm driving, like it's like I don't know, I could get inspiration by like what I'm driving past, like my car 100%, like that's my spot.
So you freestyle?
Yeah.
So where did
But
that
I'm not
start
about
for
to
you?
be like, yeah, every song I did was a freestyle now. But most times, I do have songs where I have freestyle like the whole way through, and then I got songs like most times if I hear a beat, like when you send me your beat, like I'll play the beat and then I'll just rap. Like I'll just freestyle, and then whatever comes in my head, like I'll say a quick, I don't know, some days I might be able to say 8 bars straight. Some days I might say 2. And then I just be like, all right, I like this, so I'm gonna try to build around like what first came to my mind, and I'll go from there.
So you will start off like that, but then you'll go and pin the rest of it.
Yeah. Unless I say something that's like fire and I just feel like it fits. Then but most times they're like, I'll hear it and then I'll just keep what I said and then I'll just take like something that didn't really make sense, add it in there. Or
So where do freestyling start for you? Like, where was there a certain point, like school? When did you start actually freestyling?
Oh man. So I feel like I always did, but I really have to give credit to my boy Willow and Twan.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to him. And my boy Gerald. I call him Dub. But I feel like I always just rap. Like my mom's a music head, my pops is a music head, my grandfather's a music head. So like, and I grew up like I lived in New York and then I moved down here. So like rap was always big, but like I wasn't like, oh, I want to rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like I just knew what it meant, like in the culture, like where I grew up, and then like whenever I would hear music, I always loved music, and then just like I don't know, like you just ride in the car with your homies and like just rap, and then like can I curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so niggas would say like some stuff, and then they'd be like, okay, it's your turn, and then like I'll jump in and I'll say something that might be kind of clever, and then they just like, damn, like, but to me it's just like, what, this is what we doing. And then it's like eventually like I was able to see like, okay, there is a little skill difference, a little skill gap.
You start seeing like, oh, you know, it's a little wedge between where I'm at.
Yeah.
With this and
but it took others for me to see that, so I appreciate them. And also like I feel like freestyling is like there's beauty in that because like it kind of shows you what's on your mind. Yeah. Based off of like what you hear, like you don't know what what certain sounds might bring out, you know? Yeah. So like, no, that's cool.
Yeah. I with the ciphers and stuff like that, it's iron sharpen iron. So it's like you kind of test your skill against somebody else and then start to measure like, okay, I see I'm strong in these points and I could work on this and probably get a little better and stuff. And you learn traits from other people. Like some people, they got a great method of what they call Kano during this interview, he said air bubbles, like a part where they like to use in order to bridge the next line. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they might say, my name is Raheem, and and then they whenever they like running out, they like, and my name Raheem.
They go back. Yeah. It's a little gap filler. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, man.
So you said something, and I'm glad you said it. I get to have a different conversation with you than some of the other artists that I've had. Yeah. In which you say you're from New York, right? Yeah. So at what age did you move from New York?
I think when I was like 13, I think.
13. So it's that pivotal stage where you kind of like entering teenage years. Yeah. And you're starting to learn more. So where does music start for you? Like who put you into music? I know you said your mom, your dad, and your grandpa, I believe you said were music heads. So who put music in your life?
I mean, my mom, I guess. Like, my mom, my pops. I mean, I spend more time with my moms in life than my pops. Yeah. But my pops is like a huge, well, at the time, I don't know if he still is, but he was like a huge Jay-Z fan. Oh. My mom's like Nas's like wife that he doesn't know yet. Like, goes to every Nas concert. I met Nas. Yeah.
Oh, you met Nas?
Yeah.
Shout out to that man.
Nah, I was a kid though, man. Like, I was a kid. Yeah. But yeah, I say between them two and like, Hot 97 and Funk Flex, so like the bombs and all that, like like exactly. So it's like and just hearing that in the back seat, so I'll say both of them.
So who was your first artist that you got put onto that made you like see yourself doing music?
That's the thing, I never saw myself doing music.
Oh my God. Somebody like me.
Yeah, it was never like, I wanted to do that. The first album I bought, though, with my own money was Stankonia, though.
Oh, that's fire. Shout out to Outkast.
Yeah.
Fire-ass album.
Yeah, 100%. Fire-ass album. But I never saw myself doing it, bro. It took, like, life to make me do it.
To get to that point. Yeah. All right, so we're going to dive more into that field right there, but I want to go back to the move, right? Yeah. So I'm not originally from down this side of Florida. I'm originally from West Palm.
Okay.
I moved like around, I want to say like 5th grade, 6th grade. 5th grade going into 6th grade, that's when I moved out this way, right?
Yeah.
So from West Palm, it's a different style of music. But like me being put on the music come from like my brother and my cousins. So, and my mama a little bit. My mom put me more onto the Caribbean, Wayne Wonder and stuff like that, you know. And then like my cousins, they put me on, like one cousin put me on a lot of South stuff. So Ludacris, that was his favorite rapper. So I got put on the Luda. And then I got a older cousin than him. He was into the Biggie, Tupac, Big Pun, and like he had like a bunch of CDs. And you got my brother, he was into the New York style. So he was big on DMX, Jay-Z, Nas, Ja Rule. And then I have my cousin who was big in R&B. So she, SWV, you know, Lauryn Hill, Faith Evans, and stuff like that. So it was like a gumbo pot of sounds, right?
Yeah.
And it's nothing like the music compared to when I came out here.
Yeah, nah, it's definitely not.
So when you came out here, what was the first Miami song you ever heard, and what was your thoughts when you heard it?
It gotta be Peanut Butter Jelly, bro.
Peanut Butter?
Yeah, it gotta be. But for me, it was kind of like, it was just like, it was so popular, but it was just like, for me, it's just like, one, it's like, what is this, you know? But then it's just like, I've always had like an appreciation for it. Like, I'm not one of the people that be like, oh, this is ass. Like, the South is trash. Like, up north, like, granted, like, I mean, we got legends up north, like, this where it started, you know? But like, I'll never like look down on it, because I just see it as art, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd have to be Peanut Butter Jelly, like the dance. I never did the dance or anything like that. But I mean, I played the song, downloaded it. Or the robbery song. My boy was playing it the other day. My boy Maine was playing it the other day. The robbery, you know what I'm talking about? Robbery now.
Robbery?
Yeah, get on the ground. Yeah. But yeah, like those was probably like the first songs I heard. But I mean, you just adapt to it. Like when I first got here, like basketball was like my thing. So it was just like, ain't nobody here beat me in basketball. Yeah. But then I realized like football was like the big thing here. Like, but in New York, it's like flip, like basketball. But like, yeah, I mean, you adapt. My mom's though wasn't rocking with it at all. She like, yeah, this is trash. Like, like, what you playing this for? I'm going to school dances. They playing that. And nah, she wasn't going for it. But nah, it's dope. I rock with it.
Yeah. So the first one I heard was which one was it? The first one was B.I.B.I.
That was the one that I was gonna say, but I think Peanut Butter Jelly might have been the first one that I heard. I was just like, all right.
So it got me because,
and like hot sausages too. That was like,
oh yeah. It's a whole food wise. It's a whole different ball game.
I ain't never, but what? Yeah,
pig legs.
Yeah,
all that,
I ain't know about none of that. Yeah.
So when I heard that song, it threw me because it was my ex at the time. She played it, and
shout out to the ex.
Yeah, shout out to the ex. we ain't fall on good terms, but hey, you know, it was a learning experience.
Hey man, as long as you can say you learn from it, bro.
So she played the song, and I'm just like, why do you like this? Like, because in my mind, what music and what I know music to be was lyrical or just patterns.
But that says a lot for me.
You know what I mean?
Being down here and feeling like that.
So it caught me because when I heard that, it was repetitive.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing being said. B-I-B-I. On and on and on. On and on and on. Over and over and over. And it's like I'm listening to it and I'm just like, I don't get it. But it's that transition that it takes to get there because, you know, they from out here. They're born onto it, so they know, they understand it. But I want to know, like, how long did it take for you to, like, get into the fold and where you was listening more to Miami music than, you know, when you first got here?
I mean, I don't feel like it was a hard adjustment because I never really looked at it like, man, this is ass. Like, I was more so looking at it like, why do y'all like this?
Yeah.
Like, trying to understand, like, why y'all like, I understand the dancing and all that. But then it was like, I understood, like, well, even the Being Our song, like, I understood, like, okay, that was important. But then I really saw the relevance of it, like, when Berg did his freestyle to it.
Shout out to Berg.
Yeah, maybe shout out to Berg. But, like, yeah, like, when he did it, it was just like, oh, okay. All right. I've grown an appreciation for it.
Yeah.
But I know, like, a lot of those songs, like Peanut Butter Jelly, like, even that song was, like, dance-related.
Yeah.
But then, like, when I got, like, exposed to, like, artists from, like, down here, and I was just like, damn, these niggas can actually rap. Like, so like my boy Smith.
Yeah.
AC Smith, Car Wrenches,
my
boy Chew, Doogie. Like, and I was just like, damn, like these boys is like, and I'm hitting these boys up like on Facebook, like, bro, like MySpace, like, like, bro, like, okay, like there's people that can actually rap here. And I used to just reach out to them, like, and I was just like, damn, like your shit is fire. Cause like for me, even now, like I don't have a problem telling somebody like their stuff is dope. Like a lot of people feel like it's like, it makes you like weak saying that, like you corny saying that, but it's just like, you feel it in the back of your mind anyway, so you might as well say it, you know?
Exactly.
So, I don't think the transition was that hard for me. I'd have to say maybe, I had to give it to Berg, man. I feel like he's a legend down here for sure.
Oh yeah,
a legend for sure. And I feel like he knows that.
Yeah.
I know people make the "I'm on my way" jokes and all that stuff, but like you can't discredit what he did. But I feel like, because I used to listen to him a bunch of times, like I could rap 100 Iceberg songs word for word. So like, and that's me coming from up north. So like, I definitely say he contributed to like that transition. But like, I never really like neglected like northern rap. Yeah. Cause like I was putting my homies on like Dipset.
Oh, shout out to Dipset.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite groups. Them and I remember my first CD I ever had like group wise. Yeah. I rented it from the Broward Library, which was Wu-Tang Clan. The 36 Chambers. Okay. So that was my first like album that I listened to group wise. But like CD wise, my dad bought me my first CD. Okay. Which was The Blueprint. Jay-Z. So like regardless, because people in the South, they understand who Jay-Z is stature wise, but to them compared to like a Wayne, it's like not even close. Not even close. Yeah, it's like Jay-Z, that's who you choose. But like if you I feel like everybody got their own relationship when it comes to North music. Mine's that's where it starts from, The Blueprint, Song Cry, and songs like that. Like hearing
so you never really looked at like it's kind of like the same like how I was like I moved down south and it's just like I don't really feel like it's trash. It's just like it's different. Yeah. But like a lot of people when something's different, the fact that they don't understand it or give themselves a chance to understand it, they just like shit on it. So, but you wasn't like that.
So when I heard it originally, I was trying to understand it. Okay. But my first notion was to shun it away because it kind of went against what I knew music to be. Yeah. Right? And here's this girl who's trying to put me onto something that doesn't sound remotely close to what I've been put onto. And I just, all those different flavors, music-wise, there's nothing in that pulpit that's even close to that. Yeah. And I will definitely say Berg helped me bridge the gap to where I understood Miami music better.
And Berg also, you could say with Miami music and you could say like northern music, because there's a lot of beats that Berg freestyled on that are from like northern artists. Yeah. So like, so I give him that too.
Yeah, shout out to Berg. That Closer to My Dreams probably like one of my favorites from Berg.
That's a classic. For me, it might be Still Feel Me. Still Feel Me. That's a Jadakiss freestyle. Okay. Yeah.
So like, if you, what's the top three you would say from the North that influenced you? Like, what's some artists that you would say like kind of like gave you an idea when you did decide you wanted to do music? Yeah. And what direction that you would go in?
From the North, really, bro? I don't really have anybody, bro. I don't really know who I would like model myself after, like. Cause literally how I started rapping, bro, it has nothing to do with like music, like related stuff. So it's just like artists from the North that I feel like I kind of like was just like, I want to take something from them. I don't really know if I have one. I know I respected a lot of artists like from the North's pen for sure. And I got a lot of reason why I feel like there's more than one GOAT. Yeah. Like, so I know why I feel like Nas is a GOAT, why I feel like Jay-Z is a GOAT. If I had to say one person, I'd probably say Nas, and that's not because like my mom, but I feel like when Nas raps, like if you listen to his stuff like Illmatic, like I feel like a kid that just sat on the bench, like saying kid, like he was a kid sitting on the bench just writing everything that he saw. Like if I listen to Illmatic with my eyes closed, I feel like I could see everything that he's saying. Yeah,
it's a lot of different sounds and instruments and sound effects that he was using in his songs too. That painted the picture of what he was saying. So Nas, he's one of my favorites. My brother is the reason why. Nas like played a big role. It Was Written. It's one of them albums.
Yeah. No, he's dope, man. He's dope. I mean, I don't really listen to his later projects, like most recent. Not saying they trash. Yeah. I don't think they are coming from him, but yeah, like his older stuff, for sure.
Cause I feel like music is time. It's like some music is timeless, of course, because we still got songs from the 70s, 80s, 90s that we still listen to this day.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's like the time that it's coming out and whether you can consume the music or not. Because like there's an artist that made me think exactly how does that work, which is Method Man. I was a huge Method Man fan when I was a kid.
Method Man is dope too.
It was more so like his persona, how he was and how he carried himself. In the Wu-Tang Clan, he stood out to me the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bring the Pain is like one of my favorites. Even when his collaborations with like Redman, when he started doing it, like the Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Like everything he do to me is dope. From acting.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many people from like everywhere that like you could just be like, yeah, they're dope for this. They're dope for this.
Exactly. So he came out with a project. I think it was called 1, 2, 3 or something like that. This was like one of his later projects, and I listened to it. And around this time, I'm listening to all kind of stuff. And obviously, at that time, he wasn't as big as he was back in his later years. I mean, his earlier years making music.
Now the ladies love Method Man.
but it's more so on the acting, right? Yeah. So I was trying to figure out, well, what happens to an artist that when they start and we love them and then years later we fall out of love with them, that musically, is there something there that they change or is it something where we change?
I think it's something, I don't think it's either. I think it's the perspective like of where they are in life that changes their whole like outlook in their music. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like my hardest project going forward might be one of my first projects because it's a different level of hunger. Like I feel like Drake's Don't Kill Me. I feel like his hardest project is Take Care.
Take Care. All right, see, that's my favorite one too.
I feel like there's nothing topping that.
But I feel that has Look What You've Done. That's that project. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's my favorite.
So like I feel like as like that hunger goes away. Not saying he's not hungry, he still is, but just like it's different. Like people related to Drake so much earlier, like because it was just like he was saying so much stuff that we could like reach, we could see, we're going through on a daily basis. But it's like now it's like he's saying he in here, he doing this here, he with this girl here. I ain't never been to these places, you know? And it's not saying that like, damn, Drake rap about that old stuff, but it's just like his life not like that no more. You want the old stuff, listen to the old stuff.
Listen to the old stuff. That's what it's for,
Yeah, so I feel like that's what kind of like changes it for people, like time and like the business and like most artists, like, I mean, we could probably name a bunch that once they get in, it's just like they want to do it, but then it's like once they get in, they just like, man, it's not really what I thought it was, you know? So, yeah, I feel like the game changes the artists. Like,
I feel like with Drake is kind of like LeBron right now. So, like, for example, with LeBron, I mean, what can we really say he still want to succeed in basketball? Other than, like, more championships, because just the GOAT status, that would just push him even further. If he gets 2 more, there's no debating with Michael Jordan no more. Because the only thing you got is to say, well, he made it to the final 6 times, won it, and he's the MVP.
Teams, yeah.
So that's what you got when it comes to the LeBron and Michael Jordan debate. But in actuality, when you look at LeBron stat-wise, it's not close.
Yeah,
he has the most points. He's probably going to end with probably like close to the most assists, you know, most wins, most playoff appearances, most finals appearances. So, and he should have more MVPs, honestly. Like, when we talk about it, was he not the best player?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, after a certain point, it's like you're just putting up shots just to put up shots. Like, now that he's broken the shot record, like, is he really motivated to keep scoring? Like, it's like it's probably winning now than to score. You know what I mean? If he could get 20 assists and win the game and only have 10 points, I'm pretty sure LeBron would do it.
I think it might be the love for the game, though, bro. That's what's keeping him in it.
But I think that, like, when it comes to Drake, that's where it is now. Like, I feel like media is a good and a bad thing because sometimes people don't understand how powerful and impactful their opinion is. So it's an opinion at the end of the day, but the majority doesn't digest it as an opinion. Some people, when academics or like a Joe Budden say something, it's gold. It's real. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So when they say, oh, this is trash, before someone can get to the project, oh nah,
so and so said it was trash.
Yeah, like I listened to it. Nah, that ain't it.
And then a lot of people just say stuff on social media because they feel like, okay, let me say this. Let me just try to go viral. Half the time, people say stuff they don't even agree with, just to get a click.
It's a thought-provoking opinion.
Oh yeah, they gonna like this one.
You're just gonna get hella engagements in the comments.
Yeah, like come on, man, what?
So tell me, how did you get into music? I wanted to get back to that one.
So I mean, I was like wrote a lot. Like I was always big on like poetry and all that stuff. Yeah. But my older brother passed away when I was younger. That was like my best friend at the time. And like I didn't really know how to process it because it happened when I was young. Yeah. So like I didn't really know how to process it. That was like my first like encounter with death. Mm-hmm. So I just started like writing, like, because I was always scared. Like that, I went through a phase of like I ain't really trying to get cool with like anybody because it's just like I feel like bad way of thinking, but I'm a kid. Like I feel like I'm gonna lose that person. So it's just like I'd rather confide in like a journal or something because I know I could take that with me whenever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that turned into like writing poems and just getting in the habit of writing. And then me always being around music, loving music, and then having my friends like just rapping about stupid stuff. Like I just started doing that. And then it was just like, went through a bad breakup. Shout out to the ex.
Okay. Shout out to the learning experience.
Right. And then I made a project. I made it in like 5-6 days. It's pretty cool. It was all right. I mean, looking back on it, it was cool for what it was.
Yeah.
And then like, but it was solely like I'm name dropping. It was solely like directed towards her. Like it was terrible, bro. but yeah, that was that. And then I was just like I got a lot of like feedback from it. Like, damn, this is dope. And I'm just like, man, I only did this in like literally I wrote this in like 5 days. Like it felt like 8 tracks or something like that. And then I was just like, man, you know what? They think this is good. I said, all right, let me at least put out one more project, like, and I'll just step away from it, like. But let me put some time in because it's like y'all think I did this 5 days or whatever. Put this out, got like taxed in North Miami at a studio to do it. And I was just like, man, let me like sit and like actually like try to like make a project.
Sit down
like,
with it, build it.
I did that. Then I put out Respect My Expressions 2. And then that was like, most people feel like that's like my best body of work. And like that just took off. And then it was just like, dang, like doing that was to, okay, I don't want y'all to listen to this, and then this is just out in the public forever, and I'm just like, I don't really sit well with it. So I was like, okay, let me make this second project, put it out. I'm comfortable. I ain't got to make nothing else. Mm-hmm. But then it was just like, I realized in me doing that, like I realized what it did for me. It was like a release. Mm-hmm. Like, so it went from like the first project, like, oh, come back, like, you know, I miss you. Second project was just like, matter of fact, I don't even need this, man. For real, like, I'm all right. I'm cool. So like, and then it became an outlet for me. So like that's what really got me into music. Like, but initially that's what brought me to it. Like my brother passed, and that's why I give him props for it. Yeah. It just became an outlet, and now that's really all it is. Like I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, I just can't wait for you to be this and this and that," and I mean I appreciate it like 100%. But it's more so like it's really just an outlet for me. Like I feel like this is my therapist because I feel like once life happens, let me call Aunt, like, you know, like Aunt, she or this happened at work, like, you gonna tell me whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, coming from a place of being my boy, you know, like, but it's like, when I talk to this, it's just what I'm saying. I ain't getting nothing back.
No
like,
feedback.
Exactly. And sometimes that's all you need, just for somebody to listen.
So, like, what's your project process, like, when it comes to creating a project? Because when I started, I didn't even know how to make a project. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, I've been listening to music and I've gotten different type of styles in my head. But it's like to make a body of work to keep somebody in tune from start to finish. It's one of the difficult things, especially now coming in this era with the Snapchats and the TikToks and things like that. We all program for like short content. Yeah. So for a project, you know, anything past 4 or 5 songs, it's like, you really gotta keep them going.
Yeah, keep them hooked.
To keep them all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
So, like, what is your process when it comes to creating a project?
I hate to sound cliche, but I try to tell a story, man. Honestly, I try to tell a story. I feel like I just try to keep it brief, like concise. I understand, like, things are different now. Like people don't want to hear something like a 30-minute, 40-minute project.
Yeah.
But I feel like my best ability, like writing and all that stuff is cool. But I feel like the order I put like my songs in, like I feel like I'm really good at that, and I've helped a lot of like people with that. Like I feel like that's how I do it. So like I'm big on like the sounds. Okay, how does this song start? How does this song end? How does this next song start?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't really like it. I don't really focus on like, I don't know. It just always works for me, bro. Like I hate to sound like, I'm not trying to say like I'm just like gifted like this, but like that is like my thing. Like, cause I know like some people like you'll make a project. Somebody could give you a project. Hey, listen to my project. The first 3 are like hit after hit after hit, and then just like the rest of it is like
go flat.
So it's just like me. I feel like I'm really good at like just the order and the process, and like I don't know, like I still trip about like people listening to me. Period, bro. Like so it's just like it's just wild. Like like even now I'm just like it's kind of like awkward even talking about this.
Yeah.
But like yeah, I'd say for far as the project, like it's just putting it in order. Like that's like the best thing to me. And like I don't know, like I feel like long story short, that's how I try to make the project.
Okay.
Like if I'm telling a story, long story short, like I ain't trying to give you this long. And I'll throw in a skit here and there too.
Oh, I love skits.
Yeah, like it's so creative. Like I feel like my first skit was a barbershop skit. Yeah, and I brought some of my homies in the studio. They ain't need no haircut. It was just cutting chin hair just to get neck hair just to get the little. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, yeah, and I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like we kind of just know, like as creatives, like what is gonna draw somebody.
Yeah. To
like listen, like what's gonna keep their ear. And then you just go from there. Like I think that's the gift as a creative. Like you just know. Like you know when, all right, I'm not gonna write no more for this song. Yeah. Or a painter, like, all right, I'm not gonna do any more strokes. Like,
nah, it's
that's
done.
it. Yeah. And people will be like, what made you stop right there? And it's just like, you just know. Like it's hard to explain it. But as a creative, like I feel like we understand, like we get it. So yeah.
Nah, I feel that. I think a skit, it actually will put me on the Brent Fayez. So like a lot of times I would listen to music and I'll just kind of let Spotify just like go, because Spotify will throw different artists, you know, some on, some not on, some just trending right now. Yeah. And I think it's Damaged is what it's called, the song. And it starts off with a skit with him and his boys talking. And it was like talking about like meeting girls and like how long they wait to hit. And
I know exactly what you're talking about. Raw. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's on the album with the red cover.
I think it's like a portrait painting or something.
Yeah, of him with the little red hat on. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He say something like, one of them said something funny, like, I do it the first night.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So then I'm like dying laughing, and I'm like, yo, what is this? And the beat is just like playing, and I'm just chilling, just working, doing whatever I'm doing. And then his voice comes on, and I'm just like.
And I feel like that is a prime example of like taking the project, like taking that person away from listening to music. Like instead of them being like, all right, let me just pause it, 'cause I'm tired of hearing this person rap. It's like the skit is that for them. Like, okay, let me, like how you said, like you heard him talking and it's out of nowhere this nigga starts singing again. It's just like, what? Like it's just like that's your break. You taking a break from our project, but you still here, nigga.
Yeah.
So
it's a great way to, one segue wise, because like to me, you know who they say the big three is.
Yeah. K-Dot, I mean, Good Kid, Mad City skits are amazing.
Now, if I had to say project-wise, and don't kill me for this, but out of the three, it's K-Dot, project-wise. Like, when it comes to how he does it. Yeah. So, you take Good Kid, Mad City, right? That's the easiest one to go off with.
Insane album, bro.
You can forget you listening to an album. Yeah. You can just be vibing. And it takes you everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you might hear this, you might hear different sounds, you're going to hear some poetic justice, you're going to, like, he tells you a story, and it's, like, unmatched. Yeah. How he does it. I feel like my favorite Drake albums, that's what he does. That's the forefront of the project. Now, I feel like what happens with Drake is Drake has different sounds, so he has different audiences he has to cater to. So that's why maybe it's not more so as much storytelling, but a playlist. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And it's more about the vibes than
that's like,
the story.
What's it? I forgot what it's called. Never mind. It'll come back to me.
So
I'm trying
like,
to think of his project that's like a playlist.
So like, what's the one with him? Views from the Six, is that one where he's sitting on top of the tower?
Views, yeah.
So Views, I would say, is more like a playlist.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's some story in there, but it's more like a playlist because it's bops like all through it, you know. But it's Take Care is more of a story to me.
Listening, like now that you say that, like looking back on all Drake projects, like Take Care might be the only one that doesn't really give a playlist feel.
Yeah, it's a story. So Far Gone, if you like that first project, to me it's a story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's an introduction to a kid from Toronto who's been through heartbreak and he got something to tell you. So, but Take Care gives me a full-fledged story.
Yeah.
When I go to J. Cole, like J. Cole's talented.
Yeah.
I feel like as far as like pen-wise, I want to put him number one, but it's difficult because it's like depending on songs, somebody might actually be number one, but he's very consistent lyrically. Like I haven't heard J. Cole on a song and I say I don't like how he is on this
People
song.
just don't like him.
Yeah, it's like if anything, you just have a confrontation on who he is as a person because of the fact that he's not as boisterous, you know, when it comes to jewelry or anything like that. He's very himself. So when I listen to For Your Eyes Only, that's a story for me. You know what I mean? That is a start to finish story. And when I listen to it's another project he got, that story.
2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Forest Hill Drives. Yeah. That one is a story for me too. So those are my favorite projects for him. So like me, that's like a big thing for me. When someone can give me a story, because it gives me more than just music. That's my biggest thing when it comes to like albums and stories. The album Blueprint.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a story. There's the other one. What's the one with the red cover? And then that's that song. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's not a diss song. It's a real song. I heard motherfuckers saying Mayho
say, okay, so you lost one.
Hole. Yeah.
That's a song. Oh, what album is Kingdom Come?
It might be Kingdom Come.
I think that's Kingdom Come.
But it's like stories. Kanye, favorite project is like Late Registration. That's my favorite just because like where I was in my life at that time.
Yeah.
As a child, I was going through everything.
Yeah.
And Late Registration took care of me. Like that made life not as bad.
You know whose flowers I gotta give them? Who I have to give flowers to?
Who?
I know we were just talking about Kanye, but it just made me go back to what you asked me earlier.
Yeah.
Pretty Ricky, bro.
Pretty Ricky's fire. Shout out to them boys.
Yeah, that's probably the southern thing that I was just like, this is fire. Yeah,
it's a bridge. It helped you.
That was
like,
what?
Yeah, you turn around, it's like, yo, I'm from Miami. After hearing that, it's like, yo, I'm from Miami now.
Shout out to them, man.
Yeah, shout out to them. I've ran into Pleasure P like once or twice, like growing up, just being in different places, and I know some people that know Spectacular, I believe. Like, you know, you just from out here, you know people that know people.
Circle,
yeah. So it's being out here and growing up was one hell of an experience just because like you see with being out here, there's even a divide between Broward and Dade. Yeah. So that like listening to Dade music is not like listening to Broward music. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kodak don't sound like Iceberg. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's that in itself is like a gumbo pop because you're getting all that. And then you get the Caribbean side, you know what I mean? The different cultures from Haitians to Jamaicans. Like I don't think there's a better place musically as far as like growing up and consuming different sounds. And you know, I'm from here, so of course I'm biased. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of course, somewhere else, you're going to say that place is better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just me. All right. Is there another area or general region where you like music? Or you found
bro,
yourself
I like
listening?
music from a lot of places, bro. Mm-hmm. Whether it be down here, New York, Atlanta, LA. Mm-hmm. Like Dom Kennedy, like is in my top 5. Like he's so fire.
Hey, that's what I'm
he's
talking
so
about.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like I don't really look at music like I know a lot of people like even like with the. And I hate to say his name out there, but I feel like he was a part of the forefront, like the Lil Yachty's and all that stuff. Yeah. Like people like even Lil Pump, like people would be like, "Oh, they're trash," or they're mumble rap and all that. But I find an appreciation in that because regardless, they're doing them. Mm-hmm. They taking their time, they talent. to make those songs. Like I might not make no song like that, but it's like that doesn't mean I can't appreciate it for what it is. Like it's still art.
Yeah.
So like
That was one of my things that I was big on. Was I would try to find something in it that I like.
Yeah.
So like, for example, like Soulja Boy had his run, and I'll say like probably like after like maybe his second or third album, it shifted because he changed as an artist, and a lot of people fell off him because he wasn't doing dance music like that.
He was the first rapper to do dance music.
So like I would look into his projects, his mixtapes, and he would drop them like all the time. And if I could find one or two, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna just listen through it, and I know it's gonna be one or two. So it's like certain songs like Louis Vuitton, like people. If you didn't listen to his mixtapes, you didn't know that he made that, and then J. Cole and Fabulous did their version, to the song. So it's like you can always find something, you know what I mean? Even if it's not popular opinion.
People just go with what the popular opinion is. And
I found a lot of music by mistake.
Exactly.
So like there's this song that's going crazy right now on social media, and this song Breaking blows my mind the most. Because when I found this song, I was looking for something else. So like, it's called Dump Truck. I don't know if you've been hearing it on social media. Now bag it up and dump it. Bag it up and dump it.
I'm not even on social media like that.
It's going fire on TikTok and stuff like that. So I've been hearing it, and I'm like, who's playing that? And the way I found that is there was a rapper named Kinfolk Kia Shine.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in the day. I think it was So Crispy. I think that was called. My shoes 900, 850. I'm so crispy, crispy.
I don't know that.
He's from St. Louis.
Yeah,
so I was looking for his music to download. You know? And I came across Kinfolk Thuggin' by mistake, and the song Dump Truck. This song, I probably was bumping this song like 8 years ago.
Yeah. And it's always good to find one of them old gems and like listen to it now. I'm like, damn, this was my shit.
It's crazy because they making videos with it, and I'm just like, yo, they bumping Dump Truck. Like,
but that's the beauty of music too.
Yeah,
bro.
It is, and it's like with social media, it's a gift and a curse. Because I feel like now with the new process of how you're able to get yourself out there, it's a beautiful thing because that wasn't available before.
Yeah,
you really had to know someone in order to like get in front of people and stuff like that. But now if you have a creative mindset on imagery and how to do something creative visually, you can get yourself in front of a large audience. You just got to be able to know how to do it. So that's like one of the things. So I wanted to ask you, like, what is your perception on this new wave of like social media music? Like a lot of the music you see in like the first 30, 45 seconds being like the hot spot. That's where the reels are trending, and then it takes off. But a lot of times I personally see that it does have an effect on the artist's longevity because most of the time
that's crazy you said that because I was literally gonna say I prefer longevity.
All right, so give me your perception on it. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's cool. Like I'm happy for those people that get those like songs in the first 20 seconds they blows up. But it's just like I feel like it sucks because it's just like it's a moment. Then whatever label, whoever's gonna reach out to you, club, whoever's gonna reach out to you. And they're just like, okay, we're going to give you this. We're going to put you here. We're going to put you here. We ain't going to sign you for no album. We're just going to sign you for some singles. You popping, you lit in the city. You feel good. You ain't used to this. You signing bad deals. Mm-hmm. Then it's just like, it's literally like this, bro. Like, not even to be a hater. Like, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and just like, it goes like this. And I feel like that also plays a part in like artist development. Like,
I think that's going right now.
Yeah,
and
like,
that's the reason why I asked you that.
Can you give me something right now to get a bunch of clicks and all this stuff? I'll pay you up front, whatever. We're going to do a couple shows. We're going to milk you because we know you ain't got much else.
Yeah.
And then, boom. And then that's when you see, like, them trying to, like, push out projects and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's good, I guess, for the artists, depending on, like, what they want. Yeah. Mm-hmm. For me, I don't do that. But then I also, like, I'm really confident. Like, I know, like, like, I'm pretty sure you could feel the same way. Like, I don't care who I'm in the room with music-wise. Like, it's no way I'm going to play you 10 songs, 5 songs of my choice, of mine. And you're going to be like, yeah, they trash.
Yeah, I personally feel the same way.
Like, there's no way. And I tell Duke, like, this all the time. I feel like Duke is, like, hard as shit. Like,
nah, he is.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, man. He be like, chill, well, but, like, I tell him all the time, bro, he hard as shit. And I don't care.
I told him, like, you put me on to him. Like, I came across one of the songs y'all did off his project.
WCW.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, who's that? And then I started checking out his music and clicking, and I'll be searching.
Bro, he's so talented.
And I'm
bro,
like, yo, he's been here this whole time, and I ain't never heard or came across him.
But that's why though.
Yeah.
But it's perfect though, cause like I feel like with that, it's just like I could name a bunch of Doogie songs. I tell him all the time. Like, I mean, I know he was up here. It's like, but like it's different from my side. Like I be seeing him like, nigga, I just came from New York. Like I'm seeing this, hearing this on MySpace. I'm like, who is this nigga?
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm writing him like, yo, like you feel me? Like you dope, this and that. Before I actually started rapping, so it's just like for me, it's just like when I see him, like that's my boy now, you know. But it's just like, bro, like I'm telling you, like before, like I was a fan of your music. So now it's just like, as your boy, like I'm still a fan of your music. So it's like doing WCW for me was just like, oh, this nigga dude hit me up like, hey, I got a song for you, bro. Like, see what you could do with this. I'm just like, oh shit, like I've been waiting on this forever. You feel me? Yeah, exactly. So like, it's just like it's good that you haven't heard from him because just like I know like artists like him, how much like just dope stuff he got. So it's just like you listen to that song with me and me on it, and it's just like it's dope. But then it's just like, all right, let me listen to something else. And then you realize like, damn, like fuck D.Webb being on the song. Like this nigga has songs like, by himself that are just fire. So like, nah, like it's dope. Like so there's beauty in like you not hearing it. Yeah. Cause like what we was just talking about, like you'll have artists that you know this song the first 30 seconds, but if you go in their catalog, you like,
this ain't it. This ain't it. Yeah. I'll be looking. I'll be like stuff.
Let me try to find some of yours that I like. You feel me?
That's who I am as a person and as an artist. Like I feel like if I wasn't rapping, I'd be like an A&R or something like that because I be wanting to know why it works. Exactly. So when I hear something, I'll be like, oh, this is cool. I see why y'all like it, but I don't know if I hear a foundation yet. Yeah. With this artist because artist development is gone. Yeah. They're not signing artists and building them. Mm-hmm. That was the process before. They might sign you this year, but you're not putting nothing out until next year. There's so many artists giving people like money like that, like constantly, like So most of the time now it's more so the concept of throwing paint on the wall and seeing what sticks. Mm-hmm. Because most of the time you're making what you hear. Mm-hmm. So that's why a lot of stuff sounds similar. Yeah. And then you're trying to make something that's going to make people want to click like and share. Yeah. That's pretty much it. You're not making a song based off of who you are as an artist and the message you want to push and create and build a foundation so that years from now your kids can eat. You know what I mean? For where sampling, they'll sample your music. You know what I mean? Because you've created a foundation, a body of work rather than a 30-second clip where it's played, and you probably go platinum with that song. But that's the only thing they ever press played on, and then now I don't listen to nothing else he made or she made. And I feel like it's more important for artist development. Even though the grind is difficult, I'd rather go through that grind just because I know in the end, I'll be in a better position once I make my break. Yeah. And oh man, all right, this song going crazy. The record label said they need another one like this. I don't even know how I made this. I just was throwing paint. Now I got to keep throwing paint and hope something sticks before my time is up. And then it's a lot like, I got to give props to my boy Jay because like it's a lot of songs of mine, projects of mine that I put out. I'm like, I'm going to take it down. He's just like, no, bro, because like people get to hear like the growth or see how you got to that song that they just heard and they just really like. Yeah. And like with people like us, I feel like you could hear that song that just was brought to your attention that you just stumbled upon, but then it's just like when you go look in the archives, it's just like, oh damn, this ain't his only like good song. Yeah. So it's like there's a benefit in that. Like if an A&R does reach out, it's just like, okay, this is what's brought to my like table, but it's just like it ain't just like the paint that sticks. It's just like, oh, okay, we could push this song too. Oh, you got this song too. Like it's a lot in that gumbo, man. It's a lot. All right, but for real. So let me ask you, what's some of the stuff you working on? Do you got anything that you got under wraps? Because I know you secretive. I am, bro. You'll just pop up with a reel and I'll be like, he's dropping. Yeah, I mean, I got like, bro, I'm bad with that. I need to stop. Like, I have like 6-7 projects like just done or like in my head or like concepts and all that's done. Yeah. And I really need to stop doing that because like, like I just need to be like, okay, I'm gonna just do this one, then I'm gonna do this one. Yeah. But like right now, like I got a project called Left on Red. I got a project called Pedal Pieces I was supposed to put out. For Me, For You.
most excited. I got one called City versus Everybody. That's like my rap project. Like, yo, I talk shit. And then me and Duke started like working on a project. I don't know if that's cool that I say that.
I'm just
yeah.
If it come out, it come out.
Yeah,
but
it gotta come out.
Yeah, I'm happy for that.
Just for me. Like, if it's fine with him, I hope it come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah. That's probably like, I'm excited for my stuff, but like I'm really excited for that project with Duke. Like, cause he's just fire, bro. Like,
yeah, he is. I told him his time is coming. Like, honestly, it gets difficult.
And he do so much, bro.
Yeah, so he's been doing it for a minute too, and that also plays on the artist part.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't realize it's a lot of psychological stuff that comes with doing music and being an artist. Like, yeah, it may seem easy on the outside, and that's probably why a lot of people jump in.
Yeah.
Just fast as they jump out. But it's a lot that goes into it, from how long you're doing it, what it takes to do it, financially, how much it takes to do it, to consistently put something out in trial and error and figure out what works and what don't work, and to keep building and going forward towards this vision that you have that only you see.
Yeah, and people think it's so easy. Like, what?
Like, honestly, it's way easier to not do music.
Yeah.
It's way easier to not do music.
Like, recording is only but so much of the process. Like,
it's this part right here of the process. There's more marketing than anything.
Exactly.
And even with the touching on the topic we was talking about before the cameras came on, like the introduction of you presenting yourself artist and art-wise to another person, it could be very difficult, because the minute you tell someone you do music,
the perception is like
it just changes. Like, well, you just came to get chicken wings at the same spot I got. Ain't no way you a big artist.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, ain't no way you could actually rap because you eat the same food I eat. Like, the perception is that, rather than like, oh no, you could really do music and then be open-minded to the art.
Yeah. And I feel like with me, like, that throws a lot of people off, because like I never, like you were saying, like similar, like I never come off like, like I rap. Like, I never like, oh, like in the car, like, oh, listen to my stuff, like, oh, listen. Nah, I just, one of my boys probably gonna put it on, like a girl gonna put it on, like, like, I don't know, but it's like, it's cool. Like, I'll go to places and like get wings or whatever, and I'll see like the people that rap, like, you know, they walk this way, they got this on, they got this
big
on,
chain.
It's
like, okay,
but then it's like it's a dope feeling, because it's like, it's not no hate. It's just like I appreciate you for, if that's what you want to do as the rapper, that's cool. But then it's just like, damn, Webb, I didn't even know you was in. Boy, your shit so hard, bro. This and that. It's just like, that feels better to me. Me
personally, I feel the same way. Like, I'd rather someone find my music and come to me like, yo, I don't know, I ain't know you rap, and I'd be like, oh, for real? Oh, yeah, I rap. How did you hear me? I'd rather have that conversation.
Yeah.
Let me know, what did I do that work that got to you, because I never told you I did music, but you heard it, you liked it enough to come back and tell me you like my music. Yeah,
and a lot of people not gonna do that. And I feel like I look at it just like how I would like with just like people in life. Like, I don't want to wear this big ass chain and like these fresh ass clothes, and then be like, oh damn, let me talk to him, let me holler at him.
Yeah.
Like, I just want, like, if I could rap and like not be seen, like,
that'd be the best thing in the world.
The best thing in the world. Like, let me just put my music out, like, and just approach me or like connect with me based off of what you're hearing me say.
Yeah.
Cause like, you realize like half these people, like, they gotta have this image, but it's just like, let's have a conversation.
Exactly.
Can't talk about nothing without the phone. Oh, you saw this on Twitter? You saw it? No, I didn't. Tell me about other stuff.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. Can you express yourself?
Yeah. Like, nah. Shit, I got this on. Like, this should be enough.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Can you express yourself without using the word nigga?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, like that time he was in the studio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
4 bars, nigga.
Damn, I forgot about that. Oh, and just off of me saying that, I will say, like, I appreciate you for considering putting me on that song with you and Ty. And the fact of like you recording, like us record, because like that video, like a lot of people always be like I like your music, I love your music, or whatever, but still, like, I can't just picture you like
in
doing
the studio.
That. Yeah. So it's like that video was like able to show a lot of people like how I actually am.
Yeah.
So like I appreciate that.
I didn't know your eyes shake when you rap.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I learned that day.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, oh, his eyes are shaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a dope moment though. That was a dope little day, bro.
In my mind,
y'all reaction after was like,
yeah. Oh my God. We could have recorded that. That could have been a podcast in itself.
Honestly,
the conversation to just
the session after our session that was getting mixed. Like,
I think that has to be a podcast at some point. I think
me, you, and Ty.
Yeah. I was gonna make this that, but then I was like, I want them to all get their individual, like, you like, of course it'd be fire. Like if I get you, Ty, and Doogie in here, for like a podcast and we just talk music in general, it'd be fire.
Especially Ty. So I tell Ty all the time. He sent me something the other day. Like he was like, I got this for my project, and I'm just like, bro, like. And I'm like, Ty is fire. Every time I see him, Ty, that song is fire. But in my head, I'm like, nigga,
I do the same.
Put me on the song, bro.
He sent me something. I was like, I heard emptiness for like 10 seconds. I was like, is this an open verse? Is it the song where
be like, caught in the moment,
I think
racing the distance.
It might be. It might be that I heard 15 seconds of silence.
And then he started singing again. I'm just like, damn, Ty, what you song? Mixed signals?
I said, what you sending me this for a verse? Like, let me know. Just say that. You ain't got to ask. Just say you want a verse. I got
100%,
you. But to you, Ty, y'all are a collective of people that from the beginning I knew your talents. Like from the minute I met you, I was like, yo, he's talented. You know what I mean? And I couldn't help.
I still remember us playing that championship football game, bro.
And on God, they cheated. Not him. I ain't gonna say you cheated. But there's someone, and he will not be named. Our quarterback was down for the day, and he said, yo, I'm gonna play quarterback for both sides. And I was wide open for a touchdown. This man looked at me and threw a pick, and I was like, no, you did that on purpose.
I'll never forget that.
I was so hot at him, dog.
Nah, you was pissed.
I was pissed. I was open. I'm talking about, bro, he could have threw it slow. I just had to stand there and catch the ball.
Yeah, nah, you was.
I think he threw like a slant, and someone just.
I don't know if it was me or it was Mike that caught the interception. I think I caught the interception. Yeah, I took it to the house.
Won the game, and I was just like, come on, bro. Like, you can't do this to me.
Yeah, man.
But it's like, I knew y'all was like talented and creative from when I met y'all. And I don't know if I ever told you, but you part of the reason why I write like how I write. In a sense of, when I said learning how your creative process worked.
Yeah.
So like when I started writing, it was because of poetry.
Yeah.
And it was an assignment. I didn't even know I could write. Honestly, it was just, you got to do this for a grade.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. So I wrote, and then I never realized that in a sense it was kind of like a me, you, and Mike.
Yeah.
Creative wise.
And Mike was the one I was going in with the poems for real.
And you was fire. And
Miss Kaufman?
Miss Kaufman.
Yeah, she was dope.
Miss
Shout out Miss Kaufman, man.
She was the one that put me into writing. And then it was like, I did it for an assignment. And then I seen y'all do it. And then I seen the reaction. I'm like, all right, I want to get better. Because like, I want to be up there. Yeah. So it pushed me to write. And then it was I think the talent show we had, the Dark 4 one.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah.
So shout out to Elliot, because Elliot was the one that convinced me to even do it. And he was like, yo, I guess from us doing the poems and stuff, he was like, yo, perform with me.
Yeah.
And then from there, that kind of like pushed me into wanting to do it, because before I never had any type of interest of doing music.
Yeah.
I just knew I loved music, but, from writing poems, I had teachers that would be like, you should do music. I had like classmates, you should do music. Yeah. And I never wanted to do music. I pushed it off, honestly, throughout high school, playing opportunities, friends with studios in the house. Yo, come record. I had a homeboy who used to rap all the time, and he's be like, yo, rap with me. I'm like, nah, bro.
And he probably don't even rap no more.
No, he raps.
Oh, okay,
he raps.
okay.
Shout out to my boy
homies
J-Caz.
like that don't even rap.
Yeah, some of them don't rap no more. But yeah, like it just, you helped me in that process, because it was like, iron sharpen iron, just like I was saying with freestyling, watching someone do it, and you're like, okay, then you see the feedback, and you're like, okay, all right, so that's what he did. Okay, so what's my version? What's something I can do to sharpen my iron to be as sharp or sharper?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I even asked the artist before, there's nothing wrong with being competitive in the sense of wanting to do better.
People mix being competitive and like hating together. Like it's not the same thing.
And it's like at one point I kind of was guilty or nervous to say it out loud, because I felt like people would think that.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I don't hate it. It's like, I don't want you to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't want to see you do good. Nah, I want you to do good better than me, but I want to also do good too. You know what I mean? And your success pushed me to be successful.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like if anything, that's a good thing.
Nah, for sure, bro. You just gave me goosebumps. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
You drop a song and I'm just like, yo, that is fire. And it looks so effortless how he did that.
And it's different hearing it from a creative.
Yeah, I think, and that's another reason why I love doing this is because it's conversation between artists that it doesn't happen enough.
Yeah.
At least for where not only for me and you to have it, but another artist is watching this and they're gonna get something off of that.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this show. You know what I mean? It's being able to not only learn from your experience, to be able to give you something from my experience to say,
and
hey,
you kind of see like how they're
joint.
Damn near the same.
We both not from out here. We moved out here. The music, how we process the music from out here. You know what I mean? We both never wanted to do music, but something happened and we ended up doing music. It's a lot of that out there, but they don't know and they don't understand it. But to get something like this, it kind of like
it's dope, bro. It's dope. So
I want to thank you for coming on this show, man.
I appreciate you for having me, bro.
I see things ahead of time. I knew I was gonna do a song with you when I first started doing music.
Nah, that's dope.
Like, everybody I've done music, I was like,
you knew.
I knew at some point I'm gonna work with you.
You gotta get one with dude.
I told him, I was like, yo, but I'm not the type to push or force anything because I know he has his process, and a lot of times. Even with me and you, and even with me and Ty, like, I've been wanting to work with.
Yeah, I know you done sent me a couple songs, and I'll be like, I got you, and then life happened, and
I understand it to the point where it
company was
to
perfect
me.
though.
Yeah, and I'm glad it happened like how it happened.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, when I try and it doesn't happen, I don't get mad because it's like. It just wasn't meant for this one. Yeah. It's coming. It's just down the road.
Like, I knew in the back of my head, I was just like, I like, not to say I owe, but like, I'm going to just say it for right now. I was just like, I owe and one.
See, and the fact that we got it done, how we got it done, and we was able to record it, that's a memory that we get to hold on to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, going forward, I can go back to the recordings. You can go back to the recordings and relive it and just be like, this was an experience. Yeah. You know what I mean? So hopefully we knock out more.
Oh, I'm down.
Honestly, what we did was so fire. I think
effortless.
If we put three together, three little
especially with Todd.
Todd's
he brings
a magician. It together.
I told him, I said, Todd, you made the song. Yeah. But he don't want to accept it.
Nah, he's one of them ones that's like, no, it wasn't me. Yeah. Like, no, it was. Stop lying. Look,
Todd, you made the song.
You made it, man. But, we gonna lock back in. 100%. I just know it takes time. Everybody got their process. Everybody working on their own individual things. So when that time come together, it's going to come together. And it's going to be perfect timing. Just like me and dude. I'm waiting on my time.
Give him that track, dude.
Yeah, whenever you want, just let me know. Just hit me out. You feel me? I'm waiting.
Or if we go to the studio or whenever me and him go to the studio, I'll let you know, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind nobody most
definitely. Yeah. Me, I don't even mind, like, sometimes I like being a fly on the wall.
That's how it was when he came to my session.
Yeah, I'll pull up and just like vibe and just be like, okay, and get the experience. Because I go to my studio a lot. It's nice to like step out and go to somebody else's studio. Yeah. See the vibe, the environment, different artists, different.
He was the first person I did that. Well, no, he wasn't. One of the first people I do that with. Because I don't really go to the studio like. I tell any girl I date, like, hey, if I ever say I'm chilling in the studio, that means I'm cheating or I'm doing something. Because I go in, that's it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's an hour. I'm coming in to knock out an hour and I'm out.
Yeah, I can't just hang. Nah, I can't. Yeah. But if I go to somebody else's session, then I could do that. Mm-hmm. But nah.
But thank you again for coming on the show.
No problem, brother.
Follow, like, comment, subscribe. Artist to Artist Podcast. Follow the AV Club. Follow D.Webb on all platforms. Yeah. You can